All right, we're on now. We're officially
Okay,
live.
I'm gonna hit record on QuickTime.
As you should. As you should.
Boom.
And was we doing all
Did
this stuff
it.
last minute? Let me post this. Oh yeah, should I tag you in this? Should I tag you in the post?
I mean,
I guess I
maybe. I don't
should.
know. If you want people to watch.
Oh, whatever. Whatever. Oh man, happy Thursday. We're recording this much later than we normally do because we had a bunch of scheduling things that got shifted around. But it's nice. This is great for me. I'm wide awake. Allison is barely hanging in there. Like this is
I am
1
very
a.m. for
sleepy.
you.
I have my coffee. Like normally at this time at 7:30, I have showered. I'm in my pajamas.
Oh,
I'm
my
like
goodness.
getting ready. Like I'm helping
What
my
a-
kids take their baths. We're like, it's that's what I do at this time of the night.
What an old lady.
They go to bed at like 8:10. I come downstairs. Here's just a little thing of my normal night. You can see how exciting my life is.
I'm riveted right
And
now hearing this.
yeah, I mean, we come downstairs. Sometimes we'll take the dog on the walk, but usually we do that around like the 7 o'clock hour now. Now it's getting darker later. And then one of us will take a dog on a walk or we'll go beforehand. Anyway, and then we can just pick up everything. Matt and I will watch maybe one show together on the sofa, and then we go to bed and we're like getting ready for bed at like 9:15.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
9:15?
No, he wakes up, his alarm goes off at 5:30.
Oh, yeah, I forget you guys wake up at times that no adult should be awake. No human should be awake at those hours.
I agree.
It's
And
ridiculous.
so, and I can't fall asleep right away. He can fall asleep right away, but then he showers and anyway, it's just like this whole process, but we go to bed so early that I'm like 2 hours away from bedtime. They say you're supposed to cut screen time off and not have any blue light after that point.
Okay, Grandma, you're really leaning into the grandma stuff right now. You got
I
your
really am.
blanket,
I have to-
you cozied up. I mean, Grandma probably wouldn't be drinking iced coffee at
I
almost
have to
8
be
o'clock
awake.
at night, but you're really just leaning into it. Just embrace it. You're old. You're doing your best.
We
Allison.
are old, Chris.
No, you
We
are
are
old.
old.
You. This is you exclusively.
We are old.
Oh man. Okay, I'm in Discord now. I joined.
Oh, I forgot about
there.
Discord.
Come over there. I got my QuickTime audio running. Are you recording yourself?
I'm recording myself, but I'm not in Discord.
Get it together, Allison.
Oh my gosh, did Discord change colors? Oh no, there it is.
Would you just get it together?
See, it's updating. Hold on.
I think even your ability to figure out what color is what changes as it gets later at night. Your body it can't handle it. It cannot handle it.
Oh, I'm trying to create a new voice channel in Discord instead of just joining this one.
You know what? You're not alone here. Latoya said Discord is not cooperating with me this evening either, so you're not by yourself.
Oh, see? Boom. Okay.
Yeah. Look at this
Okay, I'm ready to do
Logan comment out of here.
What did he do?
No, just an old comment from our last
okay.
our last live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, Latoya, it's Discord is a weird piece of software sometimes, I think. But also, you can come join us on YouTube if you're like Discord's not doing it.
Yeah.
All right, I think I got everything set up here. You have what you're loving in there. We got our awkward story ready. We got everything in here. And I'm gonna type this in. I think we're pretty much ready to start.
Let's do it. I have
All
a
right,
good story.
All right, do you have anything else? Let me put this over here. Everything else is working. Let me remove that comment. Bam. All right. I feel like we took that break from recording, and I'm still figuring out how all this stuff works again. Because when I make 12,000 different new things,
I know. If
makes
you
it hard to
stop
remember what
changing it all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to take us
ready?
away with your awkward story?
We gotta do our clap.
Oh yeah, we got to clap. All right. You ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, clap.
Okay.
Got it.
Here we go.
All right. How about you take us away?
Okay,
Go
here
for
we
it.
go. The last school I taught at, I was teaching third grade when I first moved there. And after teaching 1 year in third grade, the principal came to me and said, "Hey, I want you to move to fifth grade and teach fifth grade math," which I was okay with because I liked fifth grade, but I was still very new to the campus. And there was a fifth grade teacher, the fifth grade math teacher, the position I was taking, she was being moved down to fourth grade against her will.
Is that what happens in schools? They just forcibly move people?
Yes, they will. You have to be able to teach what they tell you to teach, essentially, as long as you're certified. So I was moved into this fifth grade position, it was announced, and this is the end of my year of teaching third grade. I don't know a lot of people in this school yet. And they sent out an email with the staff changes for the upcoming school year. And that fifth grade teacher who was teaching fifth grade math that was being forced down to fourth grade goes to reply to her team angry, but she hit reply all.
Mm-mm.
And I am sitting eating a lovely dinner at Chick-fil-A with my family when I open up my work email and I see an email from this girl who will remain unnamed. And it says, I can't believe they are moving her into my position. She hasn't even been here and doesn't even deserve this. And I was like,
I cut you off early, didn't I?
yeah, you did. I was going to say, and I was like, this is really awkward.
Well, this is because I couldn't tell if you were done with your story or not. And hey,
Yeah.
my name is Chris.
And this is Allison, and you're listening to This Is Awkward.
So, my apologies as I interrupted your awkward story. So you came in there and just took this lady's job. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are?
A better teacher?
So wait, is that why they were switching you? Was she just not good at teaching fifth grade?
Yeah. So, like, fifth grade is considered an SSI year, which means
Social Security?
It's a year where if the kids don't pass the standardized test, they have 3 chances to pass it. If they don't pass it, they don't move on. So they need teachers in there that are like really good at teaching, kids. And I had taught fifth grade math before in a previous school district. It's actually of all the grades I taught, of all the subjects I taught, it was my favorite. So I was very excited to move into that position. But people didn't know me well, and they didn't know I had taught fifth grade. But the principal did. And it was so awkward because that happened on a Thursday. I'll never forget. It was a Thursday. And on that Friday morning, I was at school early making copies in the copy room. And there was a teacher. There was a teacher and someone working in the office. And I walk out of the copy room and into the office, and one of the teachers was telling the office lady about the email when I walked in. And he was saying to her, oh, yes, here's what the email said. And then I walked in, like I could hear them as I was walking through an open door. He sees me and he goes, just check your email. You'll see it right there. And I'm like,
he didn't know it was you. He didn't know you were the person in the email.
No, he knew. He was talking about me, and I walked in on it. But I wasn't the one that came off looking like a jerk.
Yeah, I find that people don't understand the reply all button in emails. One of the things that annoyed me so much when I was working in the office was it would be an email like, hey, happy birthday to such and such. And then everyone would just reply all to everyone. I'm like, we don't all need to see your replies to them. Everyone knows it's their birthday now. Now you can just send them an email. We don't need to see your conversation. But yeah, people get really confused by that reply all button.
Mm-hmm. And I think what she was trying to do is she was trying to forward it just to her, the people on her team. She was angry and she wanted to vent to them, but she just vented to everyone, and she let everyone know that she didn't think I was worthy of that position, which, by the way, she ended up getting so mad at what they did that she left the school altogether and went to another school. So,
man. Okay, wait, I know we need to get to the show, but I need to ask more questions about the inside of the teachers' underground world you got going on over here. So teachers, is it like a point of pride to have a specific grade and get to stick with it? Is that like a thing? Like there's ranked tiers. Like if you're the best teacher, you're always here. The worst teacher, they stick down here.
No. So typically the way it works is teachers end up having their own preferences, just with the age group they like, what they feel comfortable with. When you get into high school, you can't do that because you're certified in a specific history or math, right? But with elementary school, anything up through 6th grade in Texas, you can teach any subject. So I always did well with the older grades. The kids understood my sarcasm. One time I got in trouble for being too sarcastic with a 3rd grader, and I was like, 3rd grade's not for me.
Toughen up, kid. This is real life.
Because exactly, because I was like, I didn't mean I was going to throw your shoes out the window. I was just being sarcastic. You went and cried to mommy.
Wow, I didn't know you were a bully like this. I'm learning new stuff. Okay, keep going.
Really, you didn't know? Of all the
I should have known actually. I know what that kid was going through. They should have let you go.
There
but
you
go
go.
ahead.
So teachers, it's very hard to fire a teacher. Like there's a
Mm.
lot of documentation that goes into it. If a principal doesn't like a teacher, it's really hard to fire them. But one thing they can do is they can make them very uncomfortable to where they will
Mm.
leave.
I've
And
seen that
so
happen before.
that's whenever principals will like purposefully move people around against their will,
Mm.
and you can't say no. Like that's up to them. If they were to say, "Hey, you need to go teach pre-K," I would be like, "Heck no, I'm just going to leave and find a job somewhere else that I like actually want to teach at, a grade I
Oh,
want to teach in." So,
oh, that's interesting. The drama. You know what? I didn't know you guys had it going on like that. It makes sense why you watch all these dramatic shows with people, stabbing each other in the back, because you used to do that in school. And you know what? One thing we'll never do, though, is stab you in the back here on This Is Awkward, because what we do is help you get through your awkward money situations and hopefully keep your friends and family along the way.
that was an amazing segue, by the
Thank you.
way. Like,
Thank you.
props to you. Props to you. And if you want to be a part of our show, like the caller we have that's called in today, then you
Well, they
can
wrote
call
in, but it's okay.
in. Okay, whatever they wrote in. If you want to call in, you
You
can
can still
call us
call in.
at 707 200 8259. Leave us a voicemail. We promise we won't pick up. We won't make this super awkward for you. And we can actually play your story on the air. Or if you are really shy, and you're just like a millennial or younger, you can always visit us at awkwardpodcast.com, where you can actually hand type
Mm.
your awkward story that way.
Yeah, or you could use your voice and have Siri type it down for you.
Boom.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now Siri got set off on my phone. But anyways, after that interruption there, what I want to let you all know is that today's awkward story it's I think our first step into the holidays. We're barely in the fall, and I feel like this story about gift giving really puts me in that holiday move. But I probably not for the people who are involved in this situation. But that's what we're going to be touching on today. No, you don't want to say anything, Allison? It's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
We'll be right back after this short break.
See, there's not time for the break yet, but Allison,
It's
what I've
not.
noticed is that
It's
she can't operate after about 4 p.m. her time, apparently. Like, for her, this is the equivalent of just us recording in the middle of the morning, like at 2 a.m.
yes.
Allison, let me help you out, because this is when I thrive. If you notice, I have more energy right now because these are my hours right here. Because
Yeah, but it's only 5:42 for you p.m.
come on,
7:40. Man, I am really aging myself. You know what? Just take it away.
go ahead and wrap yourself up a little bit tighter in that blanket. Before we go to the break, we want to let you all know about a way you can get even more awkwardness. You can hear Allison at her peak alertness in the AM when we record these extra bonus episodes, because you can come join us over on Patreon. We have some really amazing people who support the work that we do here. I see Scroggy Mama is in the chat right now joining us. And I think it's at least twice a month, we're putting out extra bonus episodes for them. They have a feed that has no ads in it, so you don't have to worry about any of the random breaks that we throw into the show. Yeah, and you also get access to our Discord, where you can come in there, chat with us, join us for live recordings for these that everyone gets to see, but also for the special bonus episodes that we do that we keep closed off only for our patrons. Allison, you want to throw anything in there? Have you woken up enough to add anything?
Yes. We also want you to know that this is a budget-friendly option. So the memberships, there's 3 different levels to choose from. So there's, one for every person's budget. It's just another way for you to have a little bit more joy, a little bit more happiness in your life. Hopefully we bring a smile to your day. You can cancel at any time that you want, so we don't like rope you in for a 10-year commitment, right? We're not signing you in on what do you call those things? Mortgages or anything. And you can sign up by going to patreon.com/This Is Awkward Podcast, or just go to awkwardpodcast.com, because I'm pretty sure there's a link there to sign up as well.
There is. So now, Allison, we can go to the break and then we'll come back and hop into the awkward story.
Okay. I'm going to take a nap during the break. Okay.
Yeah, you need to. Please do. Get it together.
Okay. Well,
this is the break that would be here.
I have not read that. You're going to have to read this one.
Yeah, I'll handle the reading of this.
I read the last one.
Yeah, get ready for bed. Prep yourself. Go ahead. Did you get you got your retainer ready? You got your weighted
Don't
blanket?
talk about my mouth guard like that. No, you know what I actually did today? Side note is I went to this okay, sorry, this is just a little side note. So every day when I pick up my kids from school and I come home, and I usually ride my bike to pick up them up from school, or I've been walking outside, and it's Texas, so it's hot. So I usually will come home and wash all my makeup off and then shower. Like at 6 p.m. I shower.
Oh my god, it's
Like at
ridiculous.
6 or 6:30 I shower. And so today I like did my whole routine and then I was like, son of a I have to get my makeup back on. So I just put on a whole new face of makeup because I had taken all my makeup off.
Oh, for this right now?
Yes, for this recording.
That's a shame. That's a shame. You'd have to do all that. Just come here looking however you're gonna look. It's fine. We
That's
won't
what
judge
you
you.
do. They don't need both
We
of us
won't
to
ju-
do that. It's too
Oh,
much.
you know what? You know what? I can't wait for the next time you show up without makeup on. Oh, I'm gonna have a
I don't
field
ever
day.
show up without makeup
Field
on.
day.
Okay. Okay, you bring us back. Or
Anyways,
I'll bring
okay.
us back.
All right,
You bring us back.
I'll try to recover this. No, you bring us back because I'm gonna read the story.
Okay. Here we go.
It's okay. You can do it in English if it's easier.
Bien. No, I was going to try to do it in Spanish. Okay.
All right, go
Okay.
for it.
Sorry. I'm not on it. I'm not on. Okay. Okay. What do I say? Okay. Gotta think this through a little bit. See, and I didn't even take my ADHD medicine today either.
You are
So I was real off.
struggling.
I was real off today. I didn't even take my ADHD medicine. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Chris, you have the privilege of reading the story today. The person that wrote in. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. Since I'm the only one awake today, let me go ahead and read this story here. All right, so this was a good one. I am excited to tackle this one. So
I haven't even read it yet.
I know you don't even know what's gonna happen.
I don't.
All
I'm
right.
super excited. I get to react right away.
On the fly. Okay, so our anonymous writer said, "My parents have been very generous financially with myself and my siblings, whether it be through support during our college years, nice birthday gifts, lots of gifts for our kids, which are their grandkids. My dad seems to always give selflessly, even when we refuse the gift or the money. You truly sense that it's an absolute joy to give and that it's one of his love languages. My mom, however, seems to give begrudgingly. She always makes it a point to let us know how much money down to, how much money down to the cent she spent on something for us as a gift, and it seems to come with strings attached. What advice do you have on how/if I should bring this up to my mom? I try to refuse gifts for this reason, but it's also my dad's money and heart to give, so it's a bit of a confusing situation."
Whoa.
That's a good one, isn't it?
That's a good one.
So
I
you
love
you
it.
want to hop in? Do you feel you have enough brain energy to hop into that first? You want me to jump
Oh,
into
yes,
it first?
I do.
Go for
So,
it.
okay, I think about how would I treat my mom in this situation, right? My mom and I have a very good relationship. We're very close.
You
Like,
guys do.
yes. So, like, if she, for instance, if I felt like she was overstepping her bounds in like grandparenting and like trying to take over and do like parenting, which she doesn't do that. She did it whenever they were, maybe she did it like when they were younger. Like, I have no issue being like, Mom, that's not your job. That's my job. Like, I have no
you
issue
can
saying
be
that.
direct. You can just go in
I
there
can
and
be
just say,
direct with her. And she'll be like, you're right. And she accepts it. And she doesn't
Wow.
get her feelings hurt. But that's the thing, though, is she's not like an emotional person. So she doesn't let her feelings be hurt, or at least like if they are hurt, she deals with them in a healthy way.
That is a
So
healthy relationship you have there, I have to say.
it is. So, like, I mean, even Matt has told her, like, Kathleen, stop. You're like, he's even been like, no, stop. That's not your job to do that. Or, and it was really when they were like toddlers, right? Because you have that, the very
Yeah.
excited. You're going to see that with your mom. We're like, they know best. And,
Oh yeah, I've already seen little things hop up there with, yeah.
Exactly. So for me, what I would say to my mom is when she tells me like, "Oh, we spent $390.56 on that," I would just say, "You didn't have to. That was your choice." Like, that's what I would say. You didn't have to do that. That was totally your choice. Do you want to take it back? Do you want me to pay you for that? Like, but I would say like that kind of stuff to my mom because I have that ability to do that. And I realize that is not what every relationship, what every like parent-child relationship is like.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would be kind of spicy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I would be.
You wouldn't be spicy, would you?
I would be 100% direct. My brother knows. My brother has seen me and my mom get into little arguments here and there. I would be very direct. But I haven't had to deal with this. My mom, she loves to give gifts, loves
Hmm.
to give gifts. That's her thing. Like every Christmas, every birthday, that's her thing. She has to do it. It has to be equal for everyone. She's like, oh,
That's how
that's her
my
thing.
mom is.
Is it?
It is. It has to be equal. But Matt's parents aren't, and it just like blows my mind. I'm like, they didn't give the same amount for this and this. Matt's like, so? But my mom, it's down to the penny. Like when I have
Oh
little
yeah.
kids, she would come and visit and she would buy us groceries. So she would like spend $200 to just buy us groceries to be nice. And then she would turn around and send my brother and sister in law a $200 gift card because they lived far away.
Yeah.
So she would send them like a grocery store gift card.
My
Like,
mom is the exact same way. Like if
oh,
your Christmas gift costs more than someone else's, then the other person's gonna get either another gift or some cash to balance it out. Like
yep,
she's over there doing
like
accounting work.
$23.
There we go. That's about even. Like it has to be the same.
Yep,
So I haven't I
that's
haven't
how my mom is.
dealt with this. Like my dad is not a gift giver. Like he'll just straight up hand you some cash. Like here you go. Hey, Merry
Mhm.
Christmas. Like it's not wrapped. There's no card. He just hands it to you, which I'm okay with. I'm thank you. But
Yeah.
I think in this situation here,
Is receiving money your love language?
that is my love language. Oh, cash. Thank you so much because I can spend it on anything. Uh, but I think what this person's struggling with, right, is the fact that not only is the mom kind of making it a big deal, like making it like, oh, I look what I gave you and this is how much it is, just so you know I bought you an expensive gift or whatever.
Yeah.
But also the dad loves giving gifts and they kind of feel
Mhm.
like it's coming from both of them. You know, they're treating it as
Yeah.
almost like, you know, the dad was also behind this gift, so I don't want to insult it. And I don't know
Right.
what their structure is like. Like my parents, my mom sometimes would do the whole, you know, gift from both of them. Like she just writes both their names on the card, her and my
Yeah, but
dad,
it's really from
but it's
her.
really from her.
Yeah,
But
that's
there
how
are
it is.
times, same way.
Yeah, same way.
But then
We
sometimes they'll
basically
do.
had the same parents.
I think so. I feel like our where we grew up was pretty similar. But then sometimes they'll both give individual gifts, and
Mhm.
I don't feel like I don't know what the situation is like if they're doing individual gifts or if they're joint gifts and they're feeling like they have to be respectful because the dad is part of it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think it sounds like they're giving joint gifts, but maybe that's just the way I've always received gifts from my parents. But
Yeah,
here's what I would recommend doing. When I'm thinking through this situation, I think that, obviously she doesn't know how to bring this up because, or
no,
I assume it's a she because that's just always what I think. But I, just because I'm a girl, I don't know.
and I think we
But
have the majority of people who listen to our show. I think are women too, so I think it's
yeah.
a safe assumption.
So I do think that she's wondering, okay, how do I bring this up? So I think really there's two times that you
Mm.
could bring this up. Option A is to bring it up in the moment when the comment happens,
Oh yeah, just
right?
attack it head on.
Yeah. Option B is to plan it maybe like before the holidays hit, just like knowing you're going into this conversation, right? So I think like number one, figure out when do you want to have this conversation? Do you want it to be in the moment or do you want to sit both of your parents down and just be like, hey, there's something that's on my heart? Right? Because I
Mm.
think that you also have to think about how will your mom receive the information best? Because this
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
about you, right? And it's going to this isn't a problem that you have. It's a problem that she might be upset whenever you do approach this because it feels like criticism, it feels like maybe ungratefulness, but it's not. So you have to think, okay, when is the sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Okay, we gotta pause to read this comment here. So this came from Scroggy Mama. She said, "And now my daughter's asking her father why his forehead is not shiny like Chris's since they're both bald."
Okay, in Discord, this is the joy you get when you join Patreon. Okay, you get
Oh,
to send us messages in the middle of our recording and we see
it
them
completely throw us off.
and completely throw us off like Scroggy Mama just did, where we are now all going to compare Chris's bald forehead to anyone else that has a bald forehead. So, Chris, how is it that you get your forehead so shiny? Is it a special oil? Is it a wax? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
sweat? What
yeah.
is it?
It's this natural recipe called sweat that comes from my body. I'm sure because I have to I have to close the windows and the door in this room, and then I have to turn my AC off. So I am hot. I'm probably sweating right now. I have no towel. I should have brought a towel with me so I can dab the sweat off of me.
Don't. I mean, it looks nice,
You like
right?
it
It
like
looks
I polished my
like
forehead?
you know what it looks like? It looks like when you're standing outside and there's just like this bright moon
Oh,
shining.
okay,
It's
you know
like
what? Back to this situation. So you said there was two there was two
there's
times you could
two
address
times.
this.
There's two times whenever they can bring this up, either in the moment or a planned like sit down. So let's talk about how you can approach it in each of those times.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, what do you think? Let's talk about like, they receive a gift. Mom starts being begrudging. She starts making these passive aggressive, it sounds very passive aggressive comments, and starts letting everyone know how much money they spent. What do
Ooh.
you think would be a way you could address this in the moment?
So I'm going to give two answers. I'm going to give the mature answer and then how I might actually respond in this situation.
I love the honesty.
The mature way to do this is I wouldn't do this if anyone else. I guess I'm looking at Discord. I wouldn't do this if anyone else was there, right? So if there's other family there, if this is a larger event, I'm not going to address it head on. If I have aunts and uncles and cousins there, because
there's a respect level.
It's a respect level, even though maybe they're disrespecting you with these comments and making you uncomfortable. You're not gonna help the situation by making it blow up in front of other people, because the mom might get defensive. She might, feel hurt, and it could blow up into way more than you want this to. So if there's anyone else there, I'm not gonna talk about it. But if we're by ourselves, it's just like, my parents and then me and my brother, then I would address it head on and say, it does kind of bother me that you make it a point to tell us how much you spent on this. Like, we're not trying to make you have any financial hardship. If it's too expensive and you want to just let us know, you don't have to get us a gift. Just being here is enough. Just hanging out with family. We don't need you to buy anything. That's what I would say to diffuse it. Now, what I would say is I would have some sarcastic comment back.
What's he gonna say to Mama Brownie?
I'd be like, you know what? I brought my checkbook with me if you need to be reimbursed. I would probably have some joke back like that, because like, okay, you want to make it uncomfortable? I can make it uncomfortable and awkward as well. But again, I would do that because my family, we joke probably too much and we get into these joking situations like this. But it doesn't help have a healthy, mature conversation. So I think the appropriate way to handle it, and I don't do what I do, would be to just let them know, hey, this does bother me. Like, it makes me uncomfortable that you talk about this. And, if it's an issue of price, don't worry about getting us anything. It doesn't have to be that, we're fine without gifts. Like, I would address it head on if it really bothers you and it just keeps coming up, because it's going to keep happening. Clearly, it's going to just, every time you get a gift, you're going to have to hear one of these sarcastic comments that really bothers you.
Right. And also in this, she said that there's also seems to be strings attached.
Yeah, like don't expect something back, or I got to do a favor for you that you got me a gift now.
Exactly. So I think also like that could be one of the things that maybe could be addressed, just be like, hey, like you said, you don't really have to give us a gift if it's too much money, or why don't we set a limit? Like, what if we set a limit for the gift? Because maybe what the thing is, the mom is saying, oh, it's like all, up and down. It's not this like consistency. When I was growing up, my mom would spend $100. This was in high school, on each child every Christmas.
The two of you and your brother, right?
My brother was allocated $100. I was allocated $100. And it was never this like, why aren't we getting more? Because it was always consistent throughout our entire, like, I guess since I found out about the truth about Santa.
Hey.
No, there's kids listening.
The kids that watch this show.
So ever since then, it was always this consistency. Never went up, never went down due to inflation or anything, right? So there was never this like, oh, so they're spending more one year and less one year. And so that's also not a roller coaster for my parents to have to, it was always the same. They always had this planned amount. So maybe that's what they need as well. Maybe they need like this set budget, this set amount of expectation.
Then there's no obligation.
There's no obligation. So maybe the mom thinks that there's expectations. I don't know. But let's say that they decide to wait and like approach and have a conversation before the holidays hit, before this happens.
So this is preemptively. So not waiting until after it happens, but hopping in before they have the situation.
Because they have seen and identified a pattern.
They know it's coming. Like, you already know this is happening. Clearly they know it's happening because they wrote us this message. Before we get into that, I want to ask you a quick question based off of something Scroggy Mama wrote in here. Oh. She said, I mentioned that, if this is happening in front of other people, I would wait and do it privately. Now, Scroggy Mama says, well, is the mom doing this publicly or privately? Now, does that change things for you, Allison, if your mom would never do this, but if this was your mom here, if she was making these comments in front of other people, would that make you feel like you have the permission to address it publicly in front of everyone else who's there, since they kind of started it in that
No,
type of way?
I wouldn't. I'm wondering, I'm honestly wondering, like, what insecurities does this mother have
Mm,
that she has, like, that she is giving begrudgingly? Like, is there an issue with their money? Does she feel this way because they are struggling financially, or this is a strain financially, or
mm,
this means that she can't spend money on what she wants? Is she doing this begrudgingly because she doesn't see the value in giving gifts? Maybe she's a gift receiver, not a gift giver. Is she doing it because she feels like she wants something back that's like of equal value, but maybe her kids can't afford, like, I mean, my parents can afford to give us more, and there have been times in our life where they've been able to afford to give us way more expensive gifts than we've given them. But
mm.
there was
Yeah.
never this expectation that if they spent this amount on us, we have to spend that amount on them. But does she have that? Like, what is it
What's going on
that's
with her?
what's going on is what I'm wondering. And obviously, like, we can't do that. Even the person who wrote in, like, that's not their problem. That's that's her problem that she has to work through. But I'm just curious, like, what's causing that.
Yeah, and you know what? Oftentimes when people, especially like older people, act in this type of way, because older people, they're set in their ways. They don't
Right.
easily change. I'm thinking about my
Are you
parents. They don't
talking
easily.
about me?
And you too, being 84 years old, sorry, 85. They don't easily change, and often it's like a response to something they experience. Like they were treated in this way, so they're just like, this is how you just treat people. Like they don't. It can be hard to get over whatever hurt or trauma they dealt with. So maybe they came from a family where they didn't really give gifts, or like their parents were like super mean, or like threw guilt trip on them for everything they
Yeah.
gave them, and then they're just repeating the same thing.
Yes.
And so that could be it. I mean, I don't know if this person knows much about their grandparents and how they treated their mom, but that could be
Yeah.
something that just that stuck with them, and they just can't let it go, and they treat everyone the way they were treated.
Yeah, but this is just turning into one big therapy session.
It is. That's how
Because I
these
mean,
shows go.
really, I mean, and it's like, I don't know. So let's say that she does decide to sit her down preemptively.
Okay, we're back to
What
all
I
right, back
say
to
is
preemptive.
having the dad there too, like assuming this is a
A
good,
witness, just
like,
in case,
dynamic.
it blows up. Be like, look,
A witness.
someone's watching this.
I was thinking of like teamwork, and then just saying like, we are always so thankful for what you do and like the gifts you give, and you go above and beyond, and it's never expected.
Mm,
However, sometimes I feel, right, because it's like an I statement. I feel guilty accepting your gift whenever whenever you mention the cost of the gift, or there are strings attached to the gift.
mm.
You might not realize that this is how it's making me feel, but then it makes me not want to accept the gifts. So I'm asking if moving forward, you know,
You
you
keep it to
either
yourself.
choose to, yeah, you either choose to not make those comments, or you choose to not give gifts that, or you choose to not give gifts, right? Which
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that. But I mean,
No.
that's like what you say. And so it's creating that very clear boundary of that. And then remembering that, ultimately, this is ultimately a problem that the mom has and is working through, I think. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, whoever the daughter or daughter-in-law, whoever, I guess it's a daughter or son, whoever this is
Yeah.
that wrote in, is being put in an awkward position because of it.
Yeah, and I don't know if they've tried to talk to the dad as well.
Mhm.
Sometimes, like the dad doesn't want to rock the boat. He's like, "Look, I'm not trying to get into this argument, so I'm not going
Yeah.
to I'm not going to step in here and say anything." But I really like the way you approach that. I think that's a very fair way to confront them, but also not jumping in there, pointing the finger, and like coming in there hot
Mhm.
and causing an argument.
Exactly. Well, and just saying, and then also saying, like, we want these experiences together to be like really great memories where
Mm,
everyone feels very loved and when everyone feels very happy. And it, when you say things like this, we don't feel, loved or happy, or maybe you don't even say that. Maybe you say, like, I don't. it doesn't feel that way. I don't feel that way.
You're kind of taken
And
away from
so
it. You're kind of ruining the
yeah, right?
moment.
Like, you're dampening, like, the mood. It's just I don't know, it's like everything was happy and no one goes and says, like, "Oh, I got you this gift, but here's exactly what I spent on it," unless you have
Exactly.
some sort of, like I mean, I'll do that to Matt, but it's because we share finances, like,
It's
that's
all
why.
the same money anyways.
Exactly. So, anyway, that's
Cool.
what I think.
No, I think that makes sense. I think that's a good way to approach it because you gotta face it. You gotta go tackle this head on because if not, this is clearly going to keep happening. Like she's gonna keep doing
Absolutely.
this. You're gonna keep getting annoyed. And the situations where you're giving gifts are normally ones where you want to be in a good mood, you want to have a good time, and this is really, starting to put a damper on it. But I have to
Exactly.
always come in here with the worst case possible scenario, Allison. What if they confront this mother and just like you did very respectfully, hey, this is how I feel, and they don't accept it, and they are like,
Mm.
you're blowing this out of proportion. I'm just trying to give you a gift, and I just want to tell you how much I spent on it, and I don't know why you're offended by that. Now, what do they do if they get that kind of feedback?
Ooh, great question. Then I think you could say something like, um, "I understand you feel this way, but I'm also telling you how I feel,
Mm,
and this is how I feel." Because no one can say that you're like, it's one thing to say you're blowing this out of proportion. It's another thing to say, like, you can't tell me that what I'm feeling is a lie,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I'm feeling might not be healthy, but you can't tell me it's a lie, right? Like, all the time. Um, So that's what I think you would say. It's like, I understand that you feel that way. I understand that this is the way you see it, but this is how it makes me feel. And this is how it's made me felt for several years.
Mm,
And I wanted to address it so that we can have a better relationship. And when I think that you're looking at it like that, like when you look at it with the end in mind, saying, like, what are you really wanting to get out of this?
yeah.
You're not wanting to make, mom feel like crap. You're not
Exactly.
like, that's not the goal here. The goal is to create an environment where everyone feels welcome, where there's not any of this like passive aggressive, conversations, where it's healthy and that there are boundaries. And so when you
Mm.
are going with that intent and you remember that, I think that it can be a lot easier to approach these conversations.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want this to be a battle, a war, because no one's gonna enjoy themselves and come out happy with the
Mhm.
way this all turned out. So no, I like that.
Yeah, and I have done this with family, is if there's, like you said, like, this blow up where, it just doesn't go well, like, what I do is if I see that the conversation is not going in a productive way, like, I shut it down, and I'll say, "I don't think we need to talk about this anymore." Like, I will shut it down.
Yeah.
I've done that with politics, with family. I've done I've done that with, like, religion with like, I've done that with different things that it's like, "You know what? This is not a productive conversation anymore. We're only gonna hurt each other, so let's stop and maybe talk about it later and maybe not."
Yeah, that's good because sometimes there are people who want to fight. Like they're looking for some drama. They're like, okay, here we go, my time to shine. Let's just go ahead and blow this up.
Oh,
And you don't
see,
want to
I
have
don't
this
like
on
the
Christmas.
drama. No, I don't like being part of the drama, but I like watching the drama on TV.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like I don't want to be in it, and I don't want to watch other people having it because I'm like, this feels very
I'll watch it
unpleasant.
on TV. It's amazing.
Oh my god. Yeah. On that note, your drama TV. I think we covered it pretty well. I think we've done a good job talking through this. I want to hear back from this writer. So let us know if you get a chance to have this conversation. We're getting into gift giving season. Where I'm interested to hear how that goes, and if you decide to, I mean, because you don't have to. I mean, sometimes you just like I can't handle this right now. Maybe next year, maybe next Christmas, I'll address this. But I'm interested to
Mhm.
hear how this goes if they do.
Yeah. Yes, let us know. And then also let us know, like, if you think you might, like, which plan are you gonna take? Are you gonna
Oh yeah,
approach it
yeah.
when it happens? Or are you going to, like, wait and try to preemptively strike?
I'm gonna hide in the backseat of their car, my mom's car, and when she pulls out for work, I'm gonna jump out and say, "Why do you keep telling me how much my gifts are?"
Exactly.
Let us
Oh,
know.
goodness.
Please don't
Well,
do that. She make an accident. Don't do that.
no, but thank you to our anonymous writer who wrote in. I hope that this helped open your eyes and gave you some ideas on different ways that you can approach these types of money situations. And yeah, we're going to be right back after another short break.
Well, look who woke up and is here finally.
It's the coffee.
Only 50 minutes
Also,
into our live stream, you finally woken up here.
also, I want you to know that I coughed here and I muted myself, but then I realized, oh my gosh, did QuickTime mute me?
Oh, no, it didn't. We're going to hear your cough. Well,
Can you
no.
cut out the cough?
Oh, no, I'm leaving the cough in there.
I don't want people to hear my cough.
Well, you don't want people to believe, you don't think people can believe that you can cough? Like, I'm Allison.
I just think that it's annoying on a podcast to be like listening and you're like walking and all of a sudden someone's coughing.
See, Allison giving me more work right here. Fine. If I see it, I'll cut your cough out.
It's really loud. Thank you. Okay.
All right. You want to bring us back since you got the energy?
No. I said, yeah, I brought us to. You bring us from.
Okay. All right, Allison. Now that you're finally here, you're finally conscious and joining us as we wind down the episode, why don't you tell us about this segment? We're getting into, what is it? What I'm loving? Is that what you call it?
It's actually called What I'm Hating. I changed it whenever you weren't looking. No, I'm kidding. This is What I'm Loving. It's when Chris and I have an opportunity to share something that is bringing us joy, whether it is a person, whether it is a thing, whether it is a place, whether it is just like a warm, cozy blanket that we can wrap around ourselves that just makes us happy. We want to share it with you so that way you can either check out what's making us happy or find a little bit more happiness in your everyday life.
Look at that. I appreciate that energy. You know what? So, Allison, to kick us off, do you want to talk about what you're loving, or do you want me to go first?
I mean, either one. I'll let you choose. I don't really care.
All right. What? You know what? Let's hear what this is, because I kind of know what this is. I don't have to guess what yours is. Why don't you go first?
Okay. So we finally have cooler weather in Texas. We have this amazing weather. Let me see what it feels like. It's like,
when you say amazing, I want to hear what this is.
It's almost sweater weather. It was like a high of 88 today.
What are you talking about, sweater weather? Are you wearing a sweater at 80-degree temperatures?
No. So like tomorrow, oh my gosh, tomorrow it's a high of 85. 85. And then it's a low of 53. Like, this is amazing. The other day, I was outside with Matt and we were walking and I was like, oh my gosh, this weather feels so nice. What temperature is it? Is it like 70 degrees? And he pulled up the weather app and he was like, feels like 90. And I was like, wow, like this feels nice. 90 degrees feels nice.
I don't even understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So we have this amazing weather.
Yeah, okay.
So great.
Amazing weather. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like if it gets into the 70s, I'm putting on a hoodie. Like if it's
70s?
If it's below 75, I'm wearing a hoodie. Absolutely. I mean, but that's like my body is just used to that. Yeah, and Beth Ann actually said it's actually 60 in Florida, but that's because a hurricane is going through. That's also why we're getting that weather, that cooler weather. I think it's the hurricane.
I wonder, can I show you this?
Somehow cooler weather, but I didn't want to like talk about that because it kind of like makes What I'm Loving sad.
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, I want to show. I found this image of you, this video of you online here. Let me see if I can bring this up.
What?
Those are show notes there. How do I find this?
What did you find? What did you find?
This is you right here. This is Allison getting her for a nice cool Texas weather with her beanie and her scarf and jacket, sweating in 80-degree weather. This is ridiculous.
Listen, I don't have all this cold weather gear. I have like 2 long sleeve shirts, maybe 3 long sleeve shirts. But let me tell you, I'm so excited. And I mean, like when I look at the 10-day forecast, there's only 1 day where it's in the there's only 3 days where it's in the 90s.
Oh, you mean half the week? Oh, okay.
10 days, 30% of it, the high is 90 degrees. That is amazing. That means the rest of them, they're in the 80s.
But don't you also have humidity too?
Well, right now, the hurricane took all the humidity away or something. I don't know. So it feels
all dry.
So amazing. What'd you say?
So it's all dry now?
Yeah, it feels amazing. It feels like the rest of the world. So it's not oppressive.
I really hate that Texas has done this to you. That make you think that this is good weather. I'm really sorry.
This is so great. Like, I love it. No. And now we are also going camping this weekend. So I'm so excited because
you're like, you know what? It's 90 degrees. What would be great? It's sleeping outside.
No, Listen, we're going. Stop!
Sounds
Don't rain on. Why are
amazing.
you raining on my parade?
Oh
Why
my.
are you hating
Hold
on
on.
what I'm
I
loving?
looked up Houston weather, all right? I want people to see this, Allison.
What?
This is the weather that you're loving. 84 degrees, 85, 87, 88, 89, 89, 90. Oh,
Yeah, but look at the other numbers. Look
yeah,
at the
that's like
low.
that's like at 2 in the morning. You're not enjoying 60-degree weather.
Okay, fine. But like hourly tomorrow morning when I wake up and I'm taking my kids to school, it's going to be 59 degrees.
For like 5 seconds.
59 59 degrees and I ride my bike to school. Actually, I'm not doing that tomorrow. But regardless, we're
No,
going camping and
no.
so we're going to go this really pretty lake and we'll be able to swim so it'll be warm enough that we can swim in the lake but then cool enough at night that we can like bundle up in sweaters and blankets. I'm so excited.
Oh no, oh no. I'm
I don't understand what the problem is.
I'm happy for you. If you know what, if that makes you, if being in 80, 90-degree weather outside makes you feel good and happy, I'm happy for you, Allison. I really am.
Listen, if it's an 8, like if the high is in the 80s, that is amazing. Like amazing.
No,
If
my
it's in the 70s, like I mean that rarely happens, but that's like even that's heaven on earth. You don't even go inside at all. You just stay outside.
well, I think here's a disconnect, right? Let me show you this. This I'm gonna bring up on the screen. Let me see if I can find it here.
Are you gonna
My
brag? Are
no,
you
no.
bragging?
I'm gonna show you my dream weather. Like this is the weather to me that is pleasant. Let me see if I can find it here.
What
Here
is
we
it,
go.
like
Okay,
40, 45
so
degrees?
this is San Francisco, right? Look at this. 73, 68, 68,
Oh,
70.
that's
Like
amazing.
this is that's good weather to me. Like
A
that's what
high
I'm
is
looking for.
68 though? No,
Yes.
I would need a jacket.
No, no. That 68 means I don't have to wear a jacket, but I can maybe wear long pants. That's what 68 gets me.
Oh, 68 means I'm wearing a jacket. I'm wearing like boots. I'm
Boots
I well,
for
I
what?
only for my feet. I only like to keep them warm.
Oh
Like
no.
that would I don't know. That's rough right there. So,
Yeah. Well. Congratulations on your 80 to 90-degree weather. I hope you really
thank
truly
you.
enjoy it.
I am. That's why I chose it for what I'm loving. Okay? So don't try to rain on my parade with your sarcasm. See, I'm going to call you out right in the middle of it.
I can see
You're
why
trying
you like it.
to No, you don't.
I
Stop
don't. Oh,
lying.
you know what it is? I think it's because what you get for free is a heat stroke. So you're like, look, not only do I get 89-degree weather, but I might pass out from being outside. It's great win-win.
No, it's just you have to understand like where I live, you just don't go outside in the summer months unless you're submerged in water. So this makes it where we can
Sounds amazing.
so so this makes it to where we can go outside and like enjoy the outside.
Ah,
Like
okay.
we're playing, we like got have like tennis rackets. We were hitting like tennis balls back and forth the other night. We go on bike rides. Like we get to do what the rest of the world does all year round.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy the outside world has opened up for you. Wow. I mean, what
Thanks.
temperature is it right now? Well, it's nighttime here, but see, I'm upset because this week, let's see, it's going to be in the high 70s and low 80s here, and I don't like that. That's too warm.
Oh,
It's a
no,
little
that's
too warm for me.
amazing. Even when I texted Matt, like this was Matt's idea. It's not just me that loves this weather. Right now it feels like 76 outside. Oh my goodness. Like I could go outside with like my little fire pit right now.
I'm so
Sit
sorry.
by my little fire pit with a blanket around me, drink a glass of wine.
At
Like that
76
sounds
degrees with a
at
blanket, okay.
76 degrees. Absolutely. Even when I texted Matt when we were getting ready to record, I said, "What am I loving this week?" I said, "What am I loving?" He said, "The finally cooler weather." Like everyone is so excited about it here.
It's like what they call it, Stockholm syndrome. Like you've been held captive by your horrible weather for all this time that you've started to appreciate even the slightest bit of relief. You're like, it's not that bad. It could be 100 degrees with 85% humidity, so hey, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it could be. That's
Well,
what we call. See, we're about to get second summer, I think, or maybe we won't have second summer,
oh
or as
no.
Matt likes to call it, hell's front door. Whenever it's like end of September, beginning of October, and it gets back up to 100 degrees, Matt likes to call that hell's front door.
I can't even begin to
Or
understand.
third summer.
Well, look, Shirley's inviting you down. She said it's going to be 70 here, high of 71 for the day in San Diego. So come to San Diego.
Okay, I'm gonna go to San Diego, but I don't have to bring a jacket with me.
Well, even Logan, he said, okay, it's going to be mid 80s at my house, and I'm happy about that. Well, get out of here, Logan. Well, because
This
he
is what
lives.
happens. You get spoiled, Chris. You're spoiled. You want to know why your houses cost so much where you live? Because you're freaking
Because it's comfortable.
spoiled.
It's
You have the
comfortable
beach
outside.
right there. You have this nice weather, and you're like, why would anyone live somewhere else? Well, we do it not like because we have to sacrifice for other things to have the cheap property, right? Like you can't have it all. It doesn't exist. Well, I guess it does for some people.
Well, enjoy it. Enjoy your heat stroke.
Okay, thanks. I will. What are you loving?
All right. So what I'm loving is it's a TV show.
Hated on what I'm loving.
Oh yeah, I hate it all over that.
Hated on what you're loving.
Well, look, it's a TV show. We already talked about this, but you don't know what this is. I don't know if I should let you guess what it is. You know what, Allison? Guess what this is. Guess what I'm loving this week. I want to hear your description.
So, he is loving a TV show called This Fool. Now, I know it's not like a murder mystery. It's not going to be like a crime.
I would love to watch a
documentary.
murder mystery called This Fool.
This fool went, chopped up all those people. Okay. It's called This Fool. I think that what this is about a character, a main character that
There's a main character.
like so I'm already right. This is about like a main character that this is a comedy. It's a comedy, This Fool. And it's about a main character that maybe like a dad in a family. A dad in a family that's like
who loves giving
really,
gifts.
No, who's just like really dumb. Right? And so the whole like show is like situations he finds himself in with his spouse and his children and his family. And they're always like, this fool or something, because he's just like, I almost think of like the dad from Modern Family. Like, you know how he was just kind of like off?
I've never seen an episode of Modern Family.
Oh, it's okay.
Thanks for your honesty. I
okay.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, was I right?
No, you weren't even close. I already knew you weren't going to be close.
Dang it.
So, you didn't even, not even close. So, This Fool, I mean, can I put it up here? Let's see. There we go. This is the one I want to use. So, This Fool, it's a Hulu original TV show.
Okay.
And I never know who actors are, so I can't begin to name who the actors are.
It has those two actors that you just pulled up on the screen.
These are the two main actors. I believe their character names are Julio is on the left, and then I think it's Luis is on the right. I believe, if I got the names right. I never know. I can never remember characters' names on shows. But anyways, it's about Julio on the left. He works for this like nonprofit that helps former prisoners get out and kind of like reform their life. So they have all these programs. Nice. They have like therapy. They have a baking program, and they make cupcakes that they sell at supermarkets to help them make money to fund the program.
And then the other guy is one of the convicts that he helps.
This is his cousin, and he gets in the first episode. He gets out of jail, and he comes to live with him and his family. And it's about him getting into the program and kind of like, you know, his journey. And the program is called Hugs, Not Thugs. And
oh my gosh!
This show is hilarious. I don't hear anyone talking about this show online. I've not seen any like random videos. It is hilarious. There's 10 episodes long. They all came out all at once. And the only person I've specifically recognized from other stuff is the guy here on the right. His name is Frankie Quinones. I think it's Quinones. I believe that's how you say his last name. And I don't know if you ever saw these videos. They were called Cholo Fit. He used to do these online, and it was like these Cholo workouts that he would do with like people in like the backyard, out on the street. He's hilarious. I remember these videos from like years and years ago. I don't remember when he first made these.
Wait, was he doing that to be funny?
Yeah, they were like funny. They're like these like parody skits that he would do online.
Okay.
And so you see him here. Can I make this bigger? So you see him here. He has like his headset, and he's out doing these workouts in the backyard with different people. And I didn't know he was an actor. I just thought he was, you know, someone who did skits online. And I don't know again his history as an actor, but hilarious. Yeah. He does an amazing job in this show. It is so well done. And I think why I really like it too, it's set in LA. And it reminds me of places where I used to, like people I used to know growing up and neighborhoods that I've been around. And it's just, it's always cool seeing like neighborhoods and like houses that you like look like houses you saw growing up. And it's hilarious. I have one more episode left. There's 10 episodes. I just finished episode 9 yesterday. And
Is it signed on for a second season?
I don't know. I really hope. I'm afraid to look because it's so good. Okay, let me see.
I was like, no, you just got to do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Look.
Let's see. Season 2. I don't know. They deserve a season 2. This show is hilarious. All right, let me get out the pictures here. Let's see. This is from dailyresearchplot.com. Is that a reliable website? I don't know. But it says...
I was going to look it up too.
Blah, 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 blah. I don't think they have anything. It says, we have not predicted any release date for season 2 since it's not renewed yet. So it's not renewed yet as of whenever this was written, August 29th. So I don't know if it's going to come back for a season 2, but it needs the season 2 because this show is hilarious. It is, every episode has me laughing out loud. And you got to watch it if you haven't checked it out.
So, okay, I want to watch it, but Matt has this weird thing where he will not watch a series unless it's been on multiple seasons.
Oh, he doesn't want the heartbreak of having like an incomplete cliffhanger at the end.
Well, it's not even that. He thinks like if it wasn't renewed multiple times, then it wasn't good.
Oh, but see that's not. You gotta tell him he's missing out on some good shows because there's shows that are really good that just don't ever get picked up because they don't get the traction. And one show specifically that I think of is called Better Off Ted, and they only got 2 seasons, and that show is hilarious. Yeah, it was before Better Call Saul. They stole some of it.
Lasso mixed.
Better Off Ted. Look it up. I think it's probably streaming on like some, I don't know, it's streaming somewhere, I'm sure. But
some sad, pathetic streaming service. And when we have all of them together, adds up to a cable bill.
No, it's probably like Hulu or Netflix or something. But it's really good. So some shows just get cut short because, they don't have faith in them, even though they're really good stuff. Yeah. So,
See, Scroggy Mama just said she's the same. But I think also like it's a time commitment, right? Like to get invested in these and to watch it because he really like doesn't have an opportunity to watch TV very much. So if he's going to commit to something, it has to be something good.
Yeah.
Scroggy Mama says Better Off Ted hurt my feelings
because it was so good and they cut it short.
Oh.
There, I'm just gonna put this on. I know we're already going long, but I'm gonna throw this up on the screen. So if people need to watch this, if you have not checked the show out, let's see, where is it streaming? I don't even know where it's streaming at. It doesn't say, but I'm gonna throw it up here. Rotten Tomatoes, I guess, is the best website I can see that lists it. But there's so many good people in this show. It has 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I'm looking at the one on the right.
Oh, Ghosts. Oh, don't get me started on this.
What?
Don't even get me started on that show.
What is that show? Is that good or bad?
It's an American remake of a really good British show.
So you don't like it.
I don't the American version I didn't really care for, but here we go. Yeah, so this is the main page here. So these are like the 5 main actors. It is old. Hilarious. This show is old. This is from, when did this show come out? Let's see. Do they say? Let's see.
Release date 2009.
First episode, 2009. So this is an old show. It's 13 years old at this point. And I think they only got 2 seasons. And 2 seasons, but it's hilarious. It just got cut short. It's really should have kept going. But it was before like streaming really took off, so there was really no place for it to go at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyways, this fool and Better Off Ted. Go watch both of them. Great shows.
Okay. Well, do you want to bring us into our next segment?
Yes. We're going to end today with my favorite segment. It's the listener shout out. And this is just where we just shout out a listener. Maybe it's a patron, maybe it's someone who's left us a nice review. It's just someone who's supporting what we do, whatever it is. We just like to, just say thanks to the people who are watching and supporting what we do here. And we're turning to Patreon for this one.
Why have we never given Logan a shout out? Should we give him a shout out?
Logan doesn't deserve a shout out.
Oh, okay.
You get nothing.
If anyone's
Logan.
like, who's Logan? It's just Chris's friend that's always present, like in a creepy way, and always disses Chris, which basically makes everyone happy.
You know what? Allison was like, "Who's this Logan? How is he able to watch us? Shouldn't he be at work?"
That's what I've asked him before.
And I said, he just loves YouTube. He sacrifices. I know it's really hard for him to not be doing his work so he can watch us. He makes the sacrifice though because he really wants to support what we do.
Okay, Logan, we'll save your shout out for another episode.
Yeah, you got it there. That's the best you're getting. All right. So on to our real listener shout out, Allison. Do you want to do it? You want to take it this week?
Yes, actually, we have a new patron named Andrea, one of those.
Yes, we do.
Andrea, welcome to the patron world. The This is Awkward Club, I guess we could call it, whatever we want to do. We hope that you're enjoying the bonus episodes, the Discord access, like all of it. It's great. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us because Chris and I, we it's really great to have just well, number one, we have fun, and I
Yes.
think that we have even more fun in the patron episodes,
Yeah, I
and we
think so.
get to know the members, and they definitely get to know us better as well. So thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. And also shout out, we have Beth and Shirley and Scroggy Mama joining us right now in the Discord too.
Yes, we do.
So that is the end of the episode. We made it through, and you are nice and awake now that we've we wrapped up the episode.
Yes, I need to drink more coffee, but it was good. It was good. Maybe we could do these afternoon, evening recordings. I'll consider it.
Yeah, we'll see. We shifted the recording to the evening right now. So if you didn't catch us live, we started recording at what 5 p.m. 5:30 my time, Pacific time, 7:30 Alice's time. She's acting like we're recording at midnight. We normally we normally record at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. So we're considering shifting it towards the evening, but we're talking back and forth. Allison can't even speak right now because she's on Discord. Why don't you tell us what it says in there as we get out of here?
Well, Groggy Mama just said, Allison, your eyebrows look amazing. Thank you. I will have to tell you that part of them are penciled in because I've overplucked my eyebrows in one area where they don't grow anymore. So I do have part of it penciled in, but thank you. Thank you. I used to always, in the 90s, Chris, it was very much in style to have like those really, really thin eyebrows.
Oh yeah, I remember. I would get the little arch and I would go like I had
Not you.
a pen and draw them in. Yeah, I know.
I remember I had friends in 6th grade. One of these girls shaved her eyebrows completely off so she could draw them on with a line. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's
a step
commitment.
too far.
Yes, but like all these women were over plucking their eyebrows. And so I started like plucking my eyebrows to be smaller. And my mom was like always adamant against it. She was like, no, don't do it. Like thick eyebrows are going to come back. It's going to be amazing.
Your mom's predicting the future.
I told you about when she predicted the freaking pandemic, right?
Wait, oh no, hold on. Well, hey, I don't remember this. Should we say this? Let's say this for the after show because we already at
the
like
after show. That'll be a bonus Patreon episode.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
So that's why you gotta join us on Patreon. Anyway, so I'll also share the rest of the eyebrow story there. What cliffhanger?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. So then, because I want to hear this story. So, okay. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks to our awkward writer, our anonymous writer who left their story. And if you want to also leave your awkward story, we would love for you to call us. You can call us at 707-200-8259. Leave your message there. But what other options do they have, Allison?
Absolutely. If you don't want to call because you're like, that's weird, I haven't had a phone call in a while, we totally understand. Neither is Chris. So you could also go to awkwardpodcast.com where you can actually write in a message, or you can find us on Instagram at This Is Awkward Podcast and send us your awkward story there as well.
That's right. So we'll get out of here. I'm ready to hear this story, Allison. But thanks everyone who joined us live, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks. And next week if you're a patron.
Yeah. Bye for now.
Okay, tell me the story now. I gotta hear this.
Still recording. Here we go. So, which one?
Oh no, wait. There's multiple because I want to hear your mom predicting the pandemic story.
Okay. Well, anyway. Well, first let me finish the eyebrow story. So the eyebrow story is that she always stalked me. Like she would be so mad at me. Like she would be like, "Don't overpluck. They won't grow back." Like, and my mom was like the mom in the 90s with the big bushy eyebrows, and I was like, "Mom, you look so stupid," because it wasn't in style. And I remember, oh yeah, Beth Ann says, ooh, bonus content. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, so now I did over pluck in this one area right here, and I have to pencil it in.
Let me see. Let's zoom in on it. No,
you can't. I penciled it in. I have like a little eyebrow pencil, and I have to color it in because there's one spot. It's like right here under at the very bottom of my eyebrow that I have to pencil in because I overplucked. But no, I do have really good eyebrows. Actually, it's always been something. But when it was in the 90s, my eyebrows were like awful. because I would like get a unibrow because I couldn't, it's like it's like that Mexican hair. I had like thick Mexican hair. I get this big unibrow and all here. I even plucked my brother's eyebrows when he was in high school, just the bottom down here because they were so
To clean
out
them
of
up.
control. Yeah, I would have to pluck in the middle for him, and I'd pluck there. And I remember the night before his wedding, he was like, "Hey, Alson, can you can you plug my eyebrows?" And I was like, "You've got to ask Catherine to start helping you with this. Like, I can't do this for you anymore. Like, we've had a long journey together, but I'm done. Like,
But,
you've got to have her do it." And so,
but see, that's the benefit
I,
of having a sister, right? Like I can't, I
yeah,
wouldn't be like, hey, to my brother, hey, you want to pluck my eyebrows? I may end up with like one eyebrow left. I look up and like half one eyebrow's gone.
no, I mean, like it is the benefit of having a sister. Like even like we learned how to like dance. Like we did like how to two-step and stuff like in our living room together because it was like you have your brother and sister there and you want to go, so anyway, but no, I would pluck his eyebrows. He finally figured it out. I asked him years later. I was like, "Did you ever hand that job over to Catherine?" He was like, "No, I figured out how to do it." I'm like,
He was too
"Thanks."
embarrassed. He's like, I can't ask. I can't ask.
Okay, are you ready for the pandemic
Yes,
story?
I need to hear this because I don't.
Okay,
You've never talked about this
I've
on the
never
show.
told you this. Okay. Okay, this is good. So my mom is very she's a
Psychic.
dietitian, she's
Oh,
a
sorry.
nutritionist. Psychic, is that what you said?
Yes.
No, she is very like woo-woo, maybe. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, like they're kind of like into like mystic kind of like
Well, not really the
premonitions.
mystic. No,
Like I
no.
could
Okay,
feel the
no, it's not.
vibes in the air like that. That's what I think of
No.
like woo woo.
Okay, it's not what I think
Got
of
like a
when I
salt
think of
crystal in
woo-woo.
the
Maybe
corner.
maybe one of us is wrong on the woo-woo definition. So she is very um like she thinks that like you can not heal like cancer with food, but like your food and all these things. But she's always coming to me with these crazy things, like, "Oh,
But that doesn't
Allison,
sound that
we
crazy.
need to
Like, oh,
go."
you could be healthier if you ate some vegetables.
Well,
That's not.
no, she'll say like, "We need to do an all carnivore diet where all you eat is meat." Like this is, and I'm like, "Mom, this sounds ridiculous." She's
Just
like,
going
"No, I'm
keto.
gonna do it." And she would make my dad 3 ribeye steaks a day. So yes, like so she's on this thing right now where she doesn't eat any vegetables, right? Like
None.
no, because she doesn't think that they're good for your body. Like because she very much believes in like this paleo, like eat how your ancestors used to eat, and so she's always coming up with like all of these kind of weird new things, like to the point where my grandma, when we go to her house, my grandma will be like, "Kathleen, is this keto or is this gluten free? Like, what is this the healthy stuff?" Because she won't eat it.
She's
And
like,
then my
I don't want to hear healthy crap.
yeah, that's what she says. And then my kids are even like, if she'll bring like brownies, and Evan, my oldest, will be like, "Wait, does this have gluten?" Because he
Oh
doesn't
no,
want it if it's gluten free.
you cannot. Oh, wiping the screen. That you cannot have gluten free like bread. No,
She
that
makes
is
it all the time,
disgusting.
all the time.
Mm-mm.
Because my dad has diabetes. So anyway,
Okay.
all of that to say, she's constantly for years and years and years and years, she's always coming with like these big ideas of like, just do all carnivore diet, or Allison, if you got cut out all carb, all gluten, all dairy, all eggs from your diet, you would be so healthy. And I'm like, but what would I eat? Like I have these things.
Steak wrapped in bacon, dipped in pork fat.
So she's always coming to me, and I'm just like, "Okay, mom," right? Like that's always our thing. Like, okay,
Yeah,
whatever. And she'll like
sure.
send us all these documentaries and podcast episodes. And now her and Matt are like on the same wavelength. They listen to this doctor, and he has 3-hour-long podcasts.
Nope,
Each
not
podcast
happening.
is 3 hours long.
You gotta
But
think
it's
he's
like
Joe
all of
Rogan or
these like
something.
no, no, it's like this doctor, and like it's all about like how you should be barefoot, and so
Okay,
they
I've seen. Okay, sorry, slight tangent on your story here, but I've seen so many TikTok videos about being barefoot, and like people have like these spacers they put between their toes so that their feet are all like hands. Basically, they look like this. Have you seen
my
those?
mom has it.
Did you have those spacers, the
She has,
toe spacers?
she has the shoes that like it's basically like your toes. It's like wearing toe socks. Remember the toe
Yeah.
socks?
Wait,
Like gloves. It's like wearing gloves for
does she
your
have the toe
foot.
spacers though?
I don't know if she has the toe space. I'm sure she does. She does things like grounding mats, like sitting on a grounding mat to be closer to the earth. And then she has like my granddaddy doing it. Like she's doing all of these weird things. Now I do have barefoot shoes. I have the Zero brand shoes because my feet were so bad, but they're expensive. They're like $129. Now that's what Matt wears.
Mm.
So she's always coming to us.
These are the weird toe spacer things I've seen. Have you seen them?
Okay,
Like when you go get like
Chris,
your nails done, that's what it looks like.
Chris, these are just things to paint your nails with.
Okay, yes, but then people are wearing this to like get their toes to be all like fingers, like all spaced out.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyways, all
stop.
right.
So she's always the whole thing is that she's always coming with like these weird things, and we're always like, okay. January 2020, my mom calls me, and she's like, early January. She's like, Allison, there's a virus.
Mm.
There's a virus that's out in China, and it's gonna come to America. And I was like, Mom, like, come on. Is this like come on? She's like, no. She said, it's going to come to America and you're going to need to be able to stay home for at least 30 days. So you
Mm.
need to stock up on stuff. It's in China. She was watching these videos that the Chinese people were releasing, that they had to change their voice and wear masks to show like them burning the bodies. She
Oh
was
man,
following the doctor that found out about it. And
she
I'm
was
like,
early on this.
way early, like watching like deep dive YouTube videos and Reddit forums and like things like that. Like it wasn't even a blip on anyone's radar. No one in America, it wasn't in
We
our.
all think it's not gonna come over here. Like you hear about
Oh,
like
no,
outbreaks.
no
It's
one
not a.
even knew about it. Like people weren't talking about it yet,
Mm.
right? Like it wasn't even a topic of conversation. It wasn't in the news. Like it was just she deep dived on this and was like, "This is coming, and it's gonna be a worldwide pandemic." And I was like, Mom, you sound crazy. Like, and she
Yeah.
was like, Daddy thinks I sound crazy. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a worldwide pandemic, right? And so she has like crazy beliefs and she always comes to you with crazy ideas. So I was just like,
You make
she's
sure.
crazy. Like, this is like, oh my gosh. So I'll never forget. I was sitting at the kitchen table and she's telling me, like, here's what I want you to do. You need to stock up on canned food. You need to stock up on soap. You need to stock up. She did not guess toilet paper.
I know of all the
She
ones she
said,
could have got for you was the
she
toilet paper.
said, I know. She said, every time you go to the grocery store, you need to buy an extra pack of meat. You need to be prepared to stay home for at least a month and not leave your house. And I was
Mm.
like, Mom, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I can't even have this conversation right now. I have to go. And I hang up with her. A couple days later, it's like gnawing on me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like what if she's right? Like I don't have enough food to last that long. Like we don't have like this back stock of all of this food. We're not
Yeah, most
Mormon.
people don't.
And so
Hold on. What?
that's what Mormons do. They're always like ready for
Wait, are they
like,
preppers? Like
yes, you don't know
is that a Mormon thing? I didn't know that. I thought that was just like
Yes.
prepper people.
No, this is a Mormon thing. They have so much stuff. Yes.
I did not know that. I'm learning all kinds of stuff today.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, keep going. Sorry, I'm interrupting your story here.
So a couple of days later, I'm just like, this is really bothering me. Like, I can't, like, I'm not really sure. So I start talking about it with Matt. And I'm like, here's what my mom is saying. Matt's like, that's not going to happen. Like, this is, she sounds crazy. Like,
Yeah.
this is not even anything someone's talking about. I mean, this is like early January, like January 4th, 5th, 6th. Like, this is very early January. So I don't tell anyone this because I'm like
You don't sound
secondhand
crazy.
embarrassed.
You know, like,
Yeah, right. My mom. So it's like bothering me though. And Matt said, look, I can tell you're anxious about this because, anxiety. And he said, what do we need to do to make you feel better? And I said, let's just get some canned food. Let's get some cleaning supplies and let's like buy extra meat and stuff.
Hmm.
Cause like, if anything, we'll have it and we'll just eat it later. He was like, if that makes you feel better from your crazy mom, then like, okay, we'll do that to make you feel better. So we went, so I called my mom again. I was like, okay, what do I need to get? And so she like gave me a list. And so over the next like 2 or 3 weeks, we slowly stocked up on like canned food. But even then I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is so stupid.
yeah,
But
you feel weird.
Yeah, you did. So I would buy like an extra pack of chicken breasts and stick it in the freezer, just things like that. And then when everything started happening, I was like, Mom. And she was like, I told you, I told you this was happening. I was like, oh my gosh, Mom. And she was like, I've been following this for months. Like, this is.
I'm fine. She's like, finally, all you kids listen to me. I've been trying to tell you
Yeah.
how right I am. So look, Allison, all this means is you need to stop eating vegetables right now. Throw all your vegetables outside right now. Throw them in the trash.
We don't have a lot on hand right now.
And I want you to go to Costco and I want you to buy like a side of lamb and like half a cow. And I want you just to go to town. And then 3 weeks from now, we're gonna like, Allison, your eyebrows look even better. You look ripped. How'd you get so buff so fast? And you're like, listen to my mom.
Carnivore diet. I'm telling you, she is she's something else. I mean, she has all these interesting ideas. But she's like and she's not necessarily going to try to convince you to believe what she needs to believe because that's not the type of person she is, but she's so intellectual and so like science-based, but so open to other people's ideas.
See, I don't
And
mind
like,
that. I don't mind that. If
yeah.
someone like wants to tell me about something random, as long as they're not trying to like make me believe it, and they're just like, "Hey, this is pretty interesting. You should hear about this," and then leave it at that. I like that. I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, you and my mom would get along really well. I
I
feel like
think
y'all
so too.
already know each other, but I don't think you've ever met.
One time on a FaceTime call, I think she happened to be there, and I got to
Oh,
talk to your mom for
really?
like 5 seconds. This was like a long. This was before I think before we even started the podcast. I think it was like super
Really?
briefly we got to talk.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's like the weird side story of how my mom like knew about it before because it didn't really go crazy until March. And so she was
Yeah.
like 3 months ahead of this. Well, I mean like literally like searching and going down Reddit threads, finding these like YouTube videos and like saw the doctor talk that identified it and died from it and woo, it was it was interesting. And we all thought she was crazy. But
Right. Okay. I remember. I don't know if I can find the picture to help me remember the date. But I remember like the months leading up to the pandemic, right? You remember I remember being at work, you're seeing some of the news stories start to pop up because I was in San Francisco and Portland like New Year's Eve basically, like the last
mhm.
week of December before stuff really started to I think I might have heard of like one person in China or like you hear like one really small story, but you don't think
Yeah.
anything of it. And I remember leading up to it, I got sick in December, but it's just a regular cold. And then the months leading up to it, I went to this big walk at Dodger Stadium. So my
Oh.
boss, she every year we do this cancer walk because she's a
Mhm.
cancer survivor, and we would go there and we all walked around Dodger Stadium with hundreds, if not thousands, of people.
Mhm.
I think it was February. It was like late February 2020, if I could find it here. And it was like you didn't think anything of it. It was like you were kind of at that point you were a little nervous. I was like, man, there's a lot of people here,
Yeah.
but you're like, there's not really any cases. You should be fine. It was February 29th was the day,
Mhm.
and then
Oh, February 29th, leap year day.
the last
Okay.
day of the last day of the fake day of February, and I remember the week before we had the shutdowns in California, I got my allergies and my asthma was like really bad. And I was like, I feel kind of off. I wasn't sick, but I
Oh
just
my
felt like,
gosh. Are you the one that's like, I had COVID
no, I'm
before
not gonna
I.
say I had COVID. My
Oh
allergies and
my
my asthma was just
gosh.
really bothering me. So I took off early that day. It was like I don't know, Thursday or something. And
And
then,
y'all never went back?
and I never went back into the office. I had no
Oh my
idea. I just
gosh.
wasn't feeling good just because I had my asthma. And they shut down everything that week. And I did not go back to the office for probably easily a year and a half.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's
it,
crazy. Okay, I was gonna say, Scroggy Mama just said, Allison, as a Patreon member, will you share any future insights with us that your mom shares with you? Yes, and I actually have one.
Can we make it a tier? Can we make that a tier on Patreon? Allison's
No,
mom's
we're gonna give this
insights.
to everyone that is no.
No, no, I mean, no. We're gonna add a
Fi-
new tier, but we're gonna add that to the benefits that our patrons
yeah,
get. Insights from Allison's
fireside
mom.
chats with Kathleen. No, actually, she does have this new thing, and I'm like, Mom, you're crazy. You're freaking crazy. So I don't know if I want to share it yet because she just sounds crazy.
I don't know. You got to give like a disclaimer like this. Okay, wait. Well, first of all, what is her percentage? Like, what's her track record? Like on her predictions, how often
Well, I
is
mean,
she
a
right?
lot of it is science based that she predicts on, right? Because she's super like intellectual and is really big into like health and your body and science and like, things like obviously the pandemic and stuff like this. But this one is actually okay. I'm gonna tell y'all.
All right. I'm
She
waiting.
spotted a UFO.
Okay.
And she talked to a green alien.
Okay. Yeah, you probably should have kept that one to yourself.
If she heard this, she would be like, "Don't say those things, Allison." That's what she would say.
They told me I wasn't supposed to tell anyone, and I told you in confidence, and now you're telling the entire internet.
Yeah, no, she hasn't had any other like big things that she said. She'll say all the things. She says all the time about like she'll say if I'm like, "Oh, mom, my knee hurts," she'll be like, if you do this and you change your diet this way, or like or like one of my children is starting to like show signs of like anxiety, and she'll be like, send me all these articles and all this information on like foods that they should eat and what they should remove from their diet, and like fish oil, and like case studies and like intellectual articles about how like omega-3 fish oil is good for kids, and then which ones to get, and then she'll send me the Amazon link, and then she'll all these types of things. She's gone so far as to purchase my kids the vitamins that she wants them to eat, because I'm just like, that's expensive, so she'll just purchase them for me, and I'm just like, okay, like, but Matt and I don't care, but like that's the kind of thing that if Matt did care, he would tell her like, Kathleen, you can't do this,
It's like I'm
and
gonna
she
need you
would
to slow
stop.
down.
Yeah. So, but she's very big on that. So anything that's like going on like mentally, finding like she'll find all of these studies. Like she was sent me this one thing about like anxiety and depression, and for her friend who found out about it from a psychiatrist, and she's been reading, and it's like this supplement and powder that she puts in her son's food who has like severe like mental order like disorders, and how it's like calmed him down and everything. And she's like, "Here, you can give this to your kids." And I'm like, "But do we know it's safe?" Like,
Yeah, like because
mom,
not a lot of
like
regulations on supplements.
do we know? Like, I just don't know if I want to do that yet. Like, but
Yeah.
she'll do all this research. Like, she'll stay up really late researching. Like, if you were to tell her an ailment you have, she'll do all this research about like natural ways. She even told me about why I need to feed my dog a raw diet. Here's
Did you?
Allison why you need to feed your dog a raw diet. This one dog that I know had cancer, and she reads all of this information, and then I'm like, yeah, but we're just gonna buy dog food.
Well, here, look, I got a question for you to ask her for me. Okay.
Okay,
All right. So in the
I'm gonna
'90s,
text her.
all right, write this down. You got it? Write it down.
I'm gonna text her right now.
So in the '90s, when I was younger, it was really popular to have really thin eyebrows, and I plucked my eyebrows too much in one spot. What can I take to
Shut up! Are you talking about me? No, listen. I'm going to read you the last 3 text messages I got from my mom. I've read the
Okay.
reviews. Need to refrigerate for best texture. One lady put it between 2 probiotic gummies. There's also a liquid that could be added to a beverage. This helps brain development. For some, it helps with depression and ADD. Also, if you would eat salmon, that would be good. So she's
I can get
just
on this.
like,
I can get on board with the salmon. I can do that one.
yeah. So she's just super like scientific, sciencey. I don't know, but she'll tell you how to lose weight. She'll tell you like the best diet to live to. Her and Matt now are like 2 peas in a pod, because Matt wants to live till he's 100 and be able to lift a 30-pound baby over his head. And oh, which by the way, when I told him I said that, he was like, "That's not what I said." I said, "You said you wanted to lift a 30-pound baby over your head." And he said, "No, I said I want to be able to hold a 30-pound baby or lift a suitcase over my head." I was like,
Oh
"Oh."
wait, just hold a 30-pound baby, just in general, just like
He
normal.
he wants to, by the time he's 100 years old, he wants to live to 100. I'm like, "See ya." He wants to live to 100, and he wants to, when he's 100, he wants to be able to get up off the floor with one hand, like use one arm to push himself off the floor, because his other arm, he's lost it in battle. And he wants, I don't know, he wants to be able to hold a 30-pound baby, so like hold his great grandchild, I don't know, and he wants to be able to lift a suitcase over his head. And I was like, where are you traveling when you're 100 on this plane? Like,
Age is not going to slow him down. He's going to be out there picking up babies and putting stuff in the
yeah.
overhead compartment.
But what I heard was he wants to be able to lift a 30-pound baby over his head, because I probably wasn't listening fully.
That sounds like you. That sounds like you.
So him and my mom talk back and forth on these like weird 3-hour-long podcasts that take them like a week to listen to, and they're super scientific. Like, he wears, now when he works out, he wears blood flow restriction bands because like, I'm just like,
in my mind, do you remember back in the day, like probably when we were in high school, there was those power balance bands do you remember those? You don't remember those? Was this a California thing? I feel like there's like a worldwide thing where
what is it?
There were these bands. They're called power balance, and
you gonna pull it up?
They were supposed to improve your balance. They were complete
weren't.
They were complete scams. And you've never seen this before? Hold on. They clearly don't sell these anymore. Oh, here they are.
Let's see them.
Do they have an active website?
Did you?
There's a website still. Okay, all right.
Still scamming people.
They still sell these things. All right, look, this is them here. These are get out of here. I don't want your ad. Here, power balance. These like they've upgraded to titanium series apparently.
Oh gosh.
But this is what they look like. This is like they've changed.
I do remember. I do.
They're just a rubber bracelet. They're just a rubber bracelet.
They're supposed to help your balance.
And they had those infomercials where they would like have someone like stand on one leg and they would push them and they fall over, and then they put on the power balance band, and they push them and they would stay rigid and strong because they have the power of balance now. They were huge.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it sounds like, those blood flow restrictive bands you're talking about.
No, type in blood flow restrictive bands. I mean, you have to realize, like, I'm just like, okay. And the fact that Matt's getting into all of this stuff, I'm just like, whatever. I've been around it all my life. Like,
nothing new.
He does these, like, Scroggy Mama says she remembers those. I
They're
remember
such a
them
scam.
too.
These things here?
Yeah, click on that.
Like this buff guy here?
He puts these around to restrict his blood flow for some reason when he's lifting weights. That's actually Matt's arm.
He's
That's
getting
a
that
picture
pump
from his arm. And he does it on his thighs too.
Like
when
this
he
guy
works
here?
out.
Look at this man's legs.
That's Matt. No, I'm kidding. This is not what he looks like. But it's like, I don't know why, but he listened to a 3-hour podcast about why you should and the science behind it. I'm just like, this sounds like a snooze fest to me. Anything that's like science-y and informational like that, like, oh, put me to sleep.
Yeah, this guy just has t-shirt. This guy has a scrap piece of fabric tied on his arms. This guy.
There you go. There you go.
Really,
and then we wear the Zero shoes. Type in Zero, Xero. So these are
that is not how you spell zero.
I know, but that's how the brand does. So when we went to Disney, I was wearing my nice Asics, like expensive Asics shoes. My feet were in so much pain from walking around in these Asics that I would like cry. I was like crying almost. I would like sit down in every line.
Had you never worn these shoes before?
No, I had worn them. I wasn't used to walking like 20 miles in one day, but they were just so bad for my feet, to the point where I called my mom in the middle of Disney and I said, what do I need to buy? And she said, you need these shoes. So I have, look, you see those purple sandals? I have those. So I bought these tennis shoes.
So what, they're just sandals?
And I have the sandals and I have the tennis shoes. I have these tennis shoes that are supposed to be really good for the bottoms of your feet for like walking, and they're supposed to like help your feet.
So
I have not had any pain in my feet.
Well, could it just be that you just bought new shoes and they're just new so they feel all comfortable?
But my Asics were new.
All this Asics slander, man. They're not sponsoring this podcast.
No, exactly. So I bought these, to the point where then Matt listened to one of those podcasts, 3-hour-long podcast. So he bought himself some as well. And then I also got the sandals, but they are not cute shoes. They are not cute shoes. And I am always self-conscious if I show my like feet, like when I was showing about my treadmill and stuff on Instagram, I'm always self-conscious because I'm like, my shoes are so freaking ugly.
Wait, so but I mean, they just look like just generic shoes. Like, there's nothing horrible about them. But what's special about them? They're just like wide. Is that the point? They're just
I
wide
don't
shoes.
know. They have a natural fit, a natural feel, and a natural motion.
You wear them? What's like? I thought maybe you knew like what's special. Like what's different between Zero and everybody else's shoes?
They're like supposed to be almost like you're walking bare feet. Like
Ah,
bare
okay.
feet. Like that they're supposed to be very minimal and it's supposed to be like more natural. So that's exactly like what it's supposed to be
Oh, they were
like.
on Shark Tank apparently.
I mean, they're amazing. I will tell you that I do not even like the way they look, but I continue to wear them.
I have heard that it's good for you to have shoes that are very wide, so that way your toes aren't
Mhm.
are like squished up like this. Like
Yeah,
this.
so they are wide like that. Like mine are wide, so they look like a different shape than normal shoes do. So I bought a pair while we were at Disney.
Are these
I
yours? These
loved
purple
them
ones
so
here?
much. So I have that version right there, but I don't have a purple one. I have like a gray one, but I actually like that purple one. No, keep going. Um, I mean, I guess I could just go get them and show you them. I don't know where mine are actually.
Well, they're just okay. So, but they're like these, but
Yeah, they're
not
like
purple.
those. That's what they look like right there. Yes, it's the Prio. I have the Prio. So they're just a different shape. Like they're not in when you look at it face down, it's like the
Let's see.
shape does not look like a see,
Oh,
look.
it's
See the
like
shoe
wide, very
it,
wide front on it.
it is.
I
And
like
so it
that.
doesn't look like a normal shoe, but Matt has the blue shoe and the men's blue one and he loves them. And then I loved them so
It's
much
called
that
the
I
blue
bought
shoe, or they're just blue in color.
they're just blue. They're just one of the men's probably the same thing Prio. No, it's going to be it's going to be probably that one. And then my mom gave them to my granddaddy for his birthday, and he loves them too. Go to the blue one.
Oh, the
Go to
color
the
blue. Okay.
color. Oh, yeah, those are the ones he
They
has.
look like hiking shoes. That's what they look like.
Yeah. So anyway, but I loved them so much that for my birthday, Matt got me the sandals, but they're expensive. I
I
mean,
mean,
they're
these shoes
like
aren't like crazy expensive. 54 to 90. I don't want to pay 90, but
yeah,
54 to
I
90
think
is
I
not
paid
bad.
like 90, but even the sandals, like the sandals were more expensive, but they were amazing. Look, Beth Ann says I need to check these shoes out. Like I'm telling you, like, look, those are the sandals, those purple ones right there,
This
the
one's
first
here.
ones. Yeah, I have those. I love them so much. I used to walk, okay, I walk every day to pick my kids up from school most days. I would walk in regular flip flops. And by the time I got home from walking there and walking back, my feet would hurt. They would hurt in regular flip flops. And I had like nice flip
Flip
flops,
flops are
but
not comfortable to me. I cannot wear flip
I
flops.
got these and they are amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, Beth Ann, you should order some. I wonder what their refund policy is. Maybe you can order them and have them shipped to you and then if you don't like them, you can send them back because they are so comfortable. Like I will not wear anything else now. When it comes to like I work out in them, not the sandals.
You ever do this? You ever stand on a rock like this?
I should. I will. I will
You
next
can't
time I go
now.
somewhere. I will. Yeah, before I would have fallen. Thanks to that and my balance band, I can do anything.
And look, she's already ready for that 90-degree cool Texas fall. You got the
Yes,
layers, the
right. She
vest.
is. So I will say that's actually what I'm loving that like I'm a little too insecure to talk about on the podcast because I
Why?
don't
What's insecure about the way?
I guess I just don't they're not cute. I like looking cute. I like having cute shoes. I like it. They're not cute shoes.
I
Now
mean,
the
okay,
the sandals I don't mind. I think the sandals are
sandals are
cute, but
fine. They're just like sandals.
I'm like hikey and outdoorsy. But like
Look,
the
they got
running shoes
boots.
they
You know,
do. I mean, they have it all. They even have nice like flats. Like I'm telling you, they are so good. In fact, my mom has one of my mom's best friend is a doctor, a very smart doctor, and it's the only shoe she will wear. She has them. She's very very rich, and so she has them in like 20 colors.
oh yeah, I
But
was on
that's
the wrong
the
one. Let's see.
only shoe she will wear. Are these? Is this brand shoes?
Look, they got
Yeah, Scroggy Mama
those little
says,
boat
I
shoes.
have this site pulled up. I wear a 12 wide in women's, always hard to find shoes. Yeah, I mean, get them, try them out. I think they're amazing. Chris, I think you should get some. My husband loves them. I love them. Matt even has them. Oh no, he doesn't have like the dress shoe version. I think he wanted a dress
They
shoe
have
version,
dress
but didn't
shoes.
like them. No, I think he wanted something that was more like dressier that he could wear with pants, but he couldn't find anything
Uh,
on here that he liked. But
see,
he can wear jeans like he can wear his tennis shoes like 2 days a week, I think, to
uh,
work.
I had thought about getting some wider shoes, but I have a very skinny foot. So normally there, I always have a good amount of room.
Look, someone just bought one. You see on the site? It says Beth Ann.
Okay.
She doesn't make no kidding.
Beth Ann just purchased.
um
Never heard of this
You have a
company in my
no,
life.
I mean it is like, so this is what one of the doctors, Dr. Peter Attia, talked about these shoes. I mean, it's like,
Who's
and
Peter?
then my mom,
Who's Dr. Peter Attia?
pull him up, Dr. Peter Attia. I'm gonna tell Matt we're talking about Dr.
Is he one of
Peter
these weird
Attia.
internet doctors who says crazy stuff?
No.
Is he one of these weird doctors? I don't want to bring him up if he's a weird guy.
No, I don't think so. Dr. Peter
I like how the
Attia.
first question people ask, what ethnicity is Peter Attia?
What is it? What ethnicity is he? I've never seen him.
Coptic Egyptian. There you go.
Coptic Egyptian.
Now you know.
What's Coptic Egyptian?
I don't know. Should we look that up?
No. Let's go back to Dr. Peter Attia.
You got me distracted already. Coptic Egyptian. Let's see.
Look, here, Matt, come here. Come here, baby.
The Coptic language is the final stage of the ancient Egyptian language. That's what it says here.
Yeah, we're doing a bonus. Here, come sit. Come.
I get to be in the bonus Patreon.
Yeah, you do. Come. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking.
Sorry to all people that have to
it goes
listen
in
to my
this ear.
voice.
It goes into this ear. We're talking about I told the story about how my mom predicted the pandemic and we thought she was crazy.
Yeah.
I talked to them about how you are really into this podcast with Dr. Peter Attia and how she listens to it too, and how you use blood flow restriction bands.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still use those?
Yeah. I haven't weightlifted in a couple weeks, but I'm gonna get back in weightlifting next week.
And then we were talking about these shoes, and I'm like convincing everyone that the shoes are worth it.
She wanted to stress how
they're pretty great. I would say I feel there's a definite more strength in my feet, which sounds such like a weirdest thing ever. I have more strength in my feet, but I think it's real because like I can feel my feet are stronger. Like my feet can stand up to more now.
It's also because he's wearing his balance band.
Wait, now, Matt, Allison told us about your.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Allison told us about your goal of lifting a baby over your head. Do you feel like your feet are strong enough to lift a baby over your head?
My feet are strong enough to lift a baby over my head.
What about when you're 100?
Yeah, well, that's what Chris was missing in that. He didn't say when I was 100. He asked if I could lift a baby over my head now, which was not the concept behind. It's not the baby over my head. The concept is that you can lift a baby from the ground up into your arms.
And then a suitcase over your head.
A suitcase is what's got to go over your head. I don't know what weirdo is throwing babies over their head at 100 years old.
That's what we were trying to figure out. Allison was very, very specific that you at age 100 wanted to lift a baby over your head. And I was like, why a baby over your head? And she was like, I don't know. He just wants to lift a baby over his head. And
I think I was half listening.
This is what happens whenever she tries to give information that she's very behind on at the moment. She's not very aware of what I was trying to say. And I will say this. Sometimes I do just talk about things just to see if she ever actually listens to what I'm actually saying.
What? You do that?
Well, yeah.
Do I respond?
It's a test.
What? Do I pass? Have I passed the test?
Well,
sounds like no.
If you recount the information like you just did, I would say that's a no.
I think that's a solid 75, which is passing in my book.
I don't know, Matt. I understand. Like when we're getting ready to prep for the show, Allison has her phone and I'm talking. She's like, yeah, oh yeah. And I'm like, I know you heard nothing.
She totally has the I'm barely listening, but I sound like I'm really intently listening. She's got that down.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happened here and how this has turned into this. We were coming here to talk to you about your desire to lift a baby over your head and the shoes.
Okay, the shoes were fantastic. The babies over my head was never a goal.
And then who's this Dr. Peter Attia?
Dr. Peter Attia. He's incredible. I mean, you should just. And now it's a real time commitment. It's a 3-hour podcast. So I wouldn't recommend it if you're used to listening to This Is Awkward
or Popcorn
Finance or the Inspired Budget podcast. Any of those options, none of those come close to the 3 hours that Peter Attia's podcast is. And not only that, he asks the most thought-provoking questions. I mean, he stumps people in the middle of his podcast. It has definitely happened. I've heard it.
Well,
Oh,
On This Is Awkward today, we are apparently promoting Peter Attia's
Peter
Yeah,
Attia.
today, Dr. Peter Attia, we wanted to talk to you about lifting a baby over your head. What are your thoughts on that?
now I do have a Matt. I do have a picture that helped motivate you because I know you had a long way to get to 100. So I just want you to imagine this is what you'll be able to do at age 100 right here. You got to take a baby and just
I'll
shoot it out into the
become
distance.
a woman of color that can throw a baby. That sounds pretty amazing. That's pretty cool.
So stay motivated.
I
Hang
like
in
how
there.
she's shooting it like it's a free throw.
Yeah, it's a basketball. Look, there's one further down where it's going in a basket.
What a great!
Look.
I want to say,
Chris, click the one
Oh.
further
I'm
down.
gonna say, I'm really impressed by her follow through. I mean,
She
she's
has good
already
form.
flicked the wrist and everything.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man.
Okay, well, this was fun.
All right, can I go back to, drowning in Cub Scout information?
Oh yeah, have fun with that.
All right, bye.
Thanks for joining us, Matt.
He said thanks for joining us.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, that was fun.
Ooh.
I guess if we record in the evenings, Matt can stop in every now and then.
He's like, just what I want to come force you to tell bad stories about me.
Hey, and none of the stories I was telling were bad. They were just interesting. Oh my gosh, this was fun.
It was. Ooh, okay, we got a nice long bonus episode for everyone. I'm sweating. I'm for laughing so much. I'm sweating. This room is hot. It's 80. It's perfect temperature for you. It's 80 degrees in this room right now with everything closed
Okay.
up.
Before we go, I just want to let you know
Yes.
that
Ooh, get some of the shine off.
before we go, I just want to let you know that living in Texas, it costs a lot of money to have electricity in our house, because
Mm-hmm.
it's expensive to cool a house. And Matt insists that we keep it at 78 degrees during the day, and it goes down to like 75 at night. And when we first moved back down here, I was like, this is too hot. I can't function in this 78-degree weather.
78
Like,
is
well,
warm.
it is, right? Like, and that's like someone's working in the house, someone's walking on a treadmill in the house. Like, I'm there. Normally, when we both worked away from home, we would put it up to like 80. So he's like, no. And he always says, if you want to feel cool, just go step outside for a little bit and then come back in, which I don't like that answer. Well, anyway, I stuck with it. Now, on certain days, I have to wear a blanket around me when it's 78 degrees in my home.
That's not the life I want to live. That's not the
I
existence
actually
wanna-
have to get a blanket and
No.
like put it or put slippers on
Nope.
because my feet are cold.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, you'll just come to visit. You don't have to live here.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I have a hotel where I can go put the air conditioning to 74. If I ever come over there.
Sounds good.
Man. Well, thanks everyone for joining us for this extra long
thank
episode
you.
here. Or just recording. Oh, and also I want to say shout out to Beth Ann. So she's in Florida right now. She's at a family member's house because her house lost power. So we hope you're doing okay. You and your family are okay out there, Beth Ann.
Yes, I hope so. And to make yourself feel better, you should get the purple Zero shoes if you want them because they're amazing. But no, I hope everything's okay. Keep us updated. So your house lost power, but was there any damage?
Oh yeah,
That's
maybe she doesn't
what I
even know
wanna
yet
know.
because she's at families. She's probably not even home. Hopefully it's just a
Well-
power thing and not a damage thing.
Look, she's
She's
typing.
typing.
I wonder though if it's passed through her area already, and now they're just dealing with the aftermath, right? And that cool weather, it brought all that cool weather, which is nice. We don't know. We can't get back there yet because all the streets are flooded. Oh my gosh, I'm
man.
so sorry. Keep us updated. Let us
we
know.
hope it's okay. We wish
Yeah,
you
we
and your
do.
family the best out there because I know that's
Yeah.
crazy and that storm is going on out there. That hurricane.
I know it's so scary. It really is. It's like I don't know. Hurricanes are like I don't know. I don't think they're super scary because they're coming.
I mean,
so
does
you
that
can
not make them
prepare.
scary? It could still be.
Well, they're not as scary as like a tornado that
Oh,
just
yeah.
comes out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't even know the direction it's gonna go. You just could. It's just.
But they're shorter too, right? Like tornadoes don't just like go for days, right? They
and they also like do a lot less damage, I think, just because
Overall,
they're
probably.
smaller. Yeah, absolutely. Like I know whenever we bought a home here, we specifically only looked at homes that didn't flood in Hurricane Harvey
Wow.
because we were like, we know it could happen again, right? Okay, it was a tropical storm when it came through her area, so the flooding is crazy. Okay.
Man,
Well,
that's a weird thing.
hopefully your home isn't flooded.
I know. I hope so. Yeah, like being in California, we don't ever experience those like storms really. So I
Mhm.
don't even know like the difference between a tropical storm versus like a hurricane. Like what that experience would be like. I've never been in something that intense before.
What is the difference between a tropical storm and a hurricane?
I don't know.
Tropical storms cause a lot of flooding, is what I think it is. Are you Googling it?
I am.
Because I know we had Tropical Storm Allison in Houston, and it like caused all this flooding when I was like in high school, and I was like, I'm
Tropical.
so embarrassed.
I,
I'm sorry, guys.
I can see the connection there. I can see why they use that name. So
Don't be rude.
Beth Ann said the difference has to do with the wind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Oh,
too,
yeah.
because the hurricanes are listed as like the wind, how strong the wind is, and that's what gets it to be a certain category.
Let me get my Coptic Egyptian
Okay,
tabs
yeah.
out here.
And then
So
also,
it says the key
I was
difference
reading.
is hurricanes are tropical cyclones with sustained winds of at least 74 miles per hour, while tropical storms have sustained winds
Okay.
of 39 to 73. So still
Yeah.
fast, but just not
Still
as fast.
fast. But I mean, like, I've gone camping in like 60-degree winds. It was pretty rough, but that also didn't have flooding. Like, it wasn't raining. It was just the windy.
We all know you like to go camping in uncomfortable weather conditions. We understand that.
I'm going this weekend. It's going to be amazing. But also on the note with the hurricanes, what was I going to say? Oh, I don't remember, Beth Ann, about the flooding and the tropical storm. I don't know. I just hope everything's okay. Let us know, because that's
wish
hard.
you the best.
Lots of damage there. So.
Well, this extra long episode of recording is in your honor, then, Beth Ann. This is the Beth Ann recording.
Yes, this extra bonus one is to you. Let's salute. Let's all take a drink to Beth Ann.
I don't have coffee. I just got boring water here. Water, Allison.
Hey,
water,
I also have water.
Water
right
is
here.
hydrogen, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. It's very delicious. You should try it.
I do. I have a whole cup. This is my second cup today.
Oh, your second cup of water. Congratulations. So proud of you.
I also had 3 mimosas. So I feel like my liquid intake has been good. I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, 3 mimosas, 2 Coke Zeros, 1 full cup of water plus this that I've had, and then also another thing of iced coffee.
Your pie chart of liquids you drink. Yeah, that's basically Allison right there. Your pie chart of liquids, water is always going to be the smallest slice of pie in that chart every time.
This is true. This is so true. I try. There are days that I really try. And then there are days that I'm like, no, it's just not my time.
You don't try.
It's not my time to shine. So.
Maybe I think you drink probably a gallon of water every month. That's probably
No,
where you're
I
at.
would say at least every week.
That's bad, Allison. What does your mom say to you? What does your mom say to you about your water intake? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I don't think she knows. Let's not tell her.
I'm going to tell your mom you're drinking half a cup of water a week. And
I'm going to tell her that you're only eating carbs. Don't eat any meat.
Look,
she also thinks vegans are crazy.
I'm on, which is the opposite diet of just only eating meat.
Which is what she has tried to do.
Look, tell her I'm on the baker's diet. I only eat things from bakers. If a baker cannot prepare it, I don't eat it because that would be wrong.
Gosh.
Just saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Woo.
Oh man. Okay, sorry. I know we're supposed to be wrapping this up, but I saw the most incredible video of a man making a croissant. It was Allison. This video was special. I don't even know have you seen that guy who's on Instagram? He makes like crazy pastries. He makes like sculptures of like sharks and dragons and clocks and watches out of chocolates. Let me see. Chocolate.
Actually, I think I have seen him.
Instagram guy. I'm typing chocolate Instagram guy. I don't know what that will give me in Google when I type that in. Instagram.
Hey, are you gonna go? Are you gonna everyone? I'm trying to convince Chris.
No, don't do this. His name is Amaury Guichon.
Pull him up.
Okay, I'm bringing him up here. Amaury. Oh wait, wrong one. This one here. Oh, okay. Here's the video.
Oh.
So this guy here, he makes crazy stuff. Like he's making like this pinata is made out of chocolate, This.
Is that a ring that you think you're going to be engaged to? And then it's like, psych, it's just our dessert?
Oh, I gotta log in. I can't see
Oh,
this.
that's annoying.
Come on.
That's okay.
Well, I need you to see this. This is a croissant he made, and just know, it is. It looks amazing.
He should be on that show. Is It Cake?
He has a show on Netflix. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I think I saw this the other day, and I
You've seen this video?
past it.
I don't know how to turn the
saw it.
sound
Did
off.
you
This
share
is
it?
very loud. But it's. Oh, here we go. I can
Is
mute
that-
this. I don't need to hear that sound. Mute this.
What is all this?
There we go. But yeah, like he's putting all this butter. I don't know what that brown layer is. I don't know if it's chocolate layer of croissant or what that is.
I don't know either.
But look at it. It's all little and then it puffs up into a croissant. And he's making some type of filling now with whatever that was. Look at this. Coffee, some cream.
That was chocolate.
Those are coffee beans.
Oh, there was? I thought it was chocolate chips.
Yeah.
Oh, that's coffee beans.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. That looks amazing. Wait, is this going to go with the croissant? I'm so confused.
He
Did we
made a
move on to
brittle.
different dessert?
Look at it. And he piped it into the center of it. Look at those
Oh,
things.
wow.
Oh, man.
That looks good.
It is.
Coffee croissant.
Look at that.
Wow.
But yeah, he makes some crazy
art.
stuff. I'm going to throw it in the Discord so people can see if they're
That's like
not
art.
watching the video. But yeah, he makes some crazy stuff. But yeah, I want a croissant now, Allison. I'm getting a croissant for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care what happens. That's what's
That sounds
happening.
great. I don't care what happens either. You get your croissant.
I'm doing it.
I'm going to get myself a Starbucks breakfast drink.
You do that,
tomorrow.
Allison.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I won't.
Hey, can I get? I'm not just asking random questions, like as if we're not recording. Some of my Starbucks stars expired, like 150 stars. Can I get those back? Can I like email them? Say, hey, can I get them stars back?
I thought you were going to offer them to me.
Oh no, I'm not giving you anything. No.
I thought you were going to say, some of my Starbucks stars are about to expire and I'd like to give them to you. I don't know. I don't ever use that stuff.
Well, whatever.
I used to go to Starbucks every single week. And then the pandemic hit and I don't go as often anymore. But I think I will go tomorrow.
I kind of broke the routine too.
Now you've replaced it with a croissant run.
Croissant. All right, let's get out of here.
This was fun.
It was.
Thanks
Good
for
seeing you
sticking
all.
around for longer, everyone.
For this super long recording.
I know, for real.
I know. We'll catch you all later.
Bye.